Yes, sir. It's your boy K6 with the Shakedown Showcase Radio and Real Talk. Y'all know how we do it. Make sure you go to that YouTube channel, smash that button, show your team members right here some love, some major love, man. And y'all know how to listen to this podcast. You guys can go to the shakedownshowcase.com, follow any of our partners. Man, just listen and follow. Don't forget about our hip-hop session. And we got some more different broadcasts, man. We got some new team members that's on board, man, and it's exciting. I'm super excited about it. Y'all know, to the left of me, not to the right of me now, to the left of me, I got my main man, Mr. Flick It Up. Mr. Flick It Up, what's up, man?
You already know how we get down right here on the Shakedown Showcase Radio, man. We right here, man. I want to let y'all know how I get down. Mr. Flick It Up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And y'all know how we do it. We got my main man to the right of me. He's on the phone. Mr. Alfred Jones, what's up, man?
What's going on, family? What's going on?
Mr. Alfred Jones sound like he, y'all know how he do it, that Barry White. What's going on? What's going on? Listen, today's episode is about love situations, man. This thing been going on for a minute. For a while, we've been seeing it in the news, local news, nationwide news, love situations. And what we mean about love situations, you have those individuals that love so hard that get into their mind to where they want to, kill the individual, or they can't leave, or they stalking, and so forth. Like, for instance, we had a situation in the Central Florida area, the Lake Wales area, where a man was dating a woman. And what happened was he decided, since she didn't want him anymore, to take her, the mother, and I think 3-year-old or 9-year-old child into the woods and shoot them. The child had nothing to do with the situation. I think love situations on where people get so tied up into the individual and their mind get twisted. I can't even fathom that you even put a child and take a child's life in that situation. We had another situation that was up north where the man actually shot the girl and shot the 9-year-old child over the same situation. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, I just don't get. Flick it up. Loving that hard, loving someone that much. Does it become love, or is it something else?
I mean, sometimes it turns into an obsession, sometimes you just don't understand. Some people don't understand though. When they love hard and they want that person, they only want that person, but not understanding that person don't want them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It be like that.
See, that's my thing. Alfred, man, we had a brief discussion on this. Man, what was your intake on by people loving that hard?
I mean, it goes from love to a point of insanity. And for instance, this shooting of the young lady, the young girl, the 3-year-old, happened in my hometown in Haines City. And
Right.
The gentleman, he had other kids, which were his kids and her kids,
Right.
with the young lady. But this child that he murdered was a child that she previously had from another relationship. And he blatantly, coldly shot this child 3 times. I mean, you have to be a mixed up, upbeat individual.
A sick individual.
Almost execution. Well, not almost execution style. Shoot a child. I mean, where's your mind frame? And the misconception between love and possessing an individual, because that's more of an object
And that's what it turns into, is possession.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. And then not only shoot the child, but shot the mother of the child
And the grandmother.
Yeah, so
and
you
the
took out 3
grandmother.
individuals. Yeah. And then you got to think in mind frame that, because if you take away the lifelines and sibling of your children that you have from this girl, who's going to take care of your kids now?
Wow.
He wasn't thinking. That's not love. I mean, that's a whole nother entity, a whole nother mind frame. When a person becomes so possessive of another individual, where they become almost lunatic at the mind.
It is not almost lunatic. It is lunatic.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line for me, it is straight lunatic when you could even do that to a child, or take that out on a child that has nothing to do with the situation. You know what I mean?
And also today, when I was listening to on my way home from work to the radio, today is also the 1 year anniversary of an incident that happened over in St. Pete area, where Clearwater, matter of fact, where a father
yeah.
threw his child from one of the bridges into the water, because he didn't want the child. Him and the mother was breaking up. Didn't want the child. The mother.
Right.
The other child.
Right.
I mean, so you have to be in a different mind frame. And I don't care what kind of circumstances you're going through. I understand pressure situations and all
Right.
that. But man, there's another element at the mind frame when you start to want to do bodily harm, not just to yourself, but to your kids and your loved ones. That's a sickness we got to identify and deal with in the early stages of relationships. When you start seeing those red flags,
Yeah.
put your finger on them, and not just put your finger on them. You need to have, put some actions to them. You got to make a decision then, because one thing about, I was reading a book a little earlier by my man Phil, and he was saying, when he was in high school, he was
Right.
with one of his partners who wanted, he had a souped up Mustang, and he used to take daredevil chances. And one day on the way home from school, he was playing around doing his normal stunt.
Right.
He almost, hit a mother and her child. So my man was like, he made a decision to get out the car. Now, what he did, he took control of his destiny, because he didn't want to be in an accident going down the road, not just not be in an accident, but condone the behavior that was being displayed.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. When you have relationships and situations that you are uncomfortable with, and you see all different type of signs that this person ain't rap too tight, you can't condone them. You gotta make a decision right then. Look, man, this is not for me, especially if you got kids, man, because now you ain't living for yourself, you're living for those kids. So you gotta take all that in consideration, man.
Man, listen, I say about 1996, in the Sanford, Florida area, I had a buddy of mine, and we knew his brother was known. This back then when people had the box Nissan, and they threw all the music in the back seat and the trunk. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Playing Magic Mike, playing Two Eye Crew. You know what I mean? Where who had the loudest system? Where this guy his name was Mike, and he was dating a good friend of mine's named King. I'm just gonna say her last name. Her last name was King, and he had a daughter from her. Well, they called it off, right? And what happened was, as I was going over there and have our normal chit chat, best friend type conversation, he drove up, shot her, took at the time I think she was 1-year-old child, left. Now this is what I don't condone, but I'm glad he did it this way. I hate that he did it, period, because when he shot her, he thought he killed her. He actually, the bullets grazed the side of her head. And because of that shot, she passed out. Right? So he took the 3-year-old child and went to an abandoned house. He literally sat there and played with his child for about 3 hours. Police showed up. They heard one gunshot. Went in. He actually took his own life with his 3-year-old daughter playing around on him. Now, I don't condone any of the process, but I'm glad he didn't take that child's life. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I guess you got individuals that can love that hard, man. And I don't know. I can't even put myself in that situation, because I'm the type of individual, Alfredrick. That's the way it says his name, right? Just so y'all know, I call him Alfred. You know what I mean? Like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Get my drink. But making a light on the story. I'm the type of individual, when a woman said, we done, I get it. We done. I'm not going to argue backwards and forward because we both adults. You're adult. You made your mind up, right? And even though I disagree with it, and your mind's made up, who am I to argue with the situation that you calling it a quit?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't gonna sugarcoat. I mean, I've been in a situation where I love hard. You feel me? But I learned from the situation. I wasn't no crazy dude or whatever, but it was kind of hard for me to let go because I put so much time and so much effort in the relationship. You feel what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? When I started to realize that all I'm doing is just holding myself back and wasting time trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to get something together when it's never together. And I need to get myself together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, hey, some people learn and some people just I don't know.
But that goes to that thing when people get love confused with time, right? Time is not love. I don't care if you spend 30 years with an individual. If the love is not there, it's not there. You don't stay because you spent the time, because it's not time that's lost. It's time that you gain experience of how to move on to love somebody else better than what you did in that situation.
Yeah, I understand that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying that I'm just saying that as a regular mind of thinking, and that's what it is. People when they say they put in their time, that's basically saying like, yeah, they love and everything else. I'm not saying like as in time, you know what I'm saying, in time. I'm talking about time as in love time, the time that I really actually put it in when the person's not actually feeling that same way.
But isn't that the same thing? I mean, you develop love like for instance, you know how you say you love an individual or you like an individual, and as time goes, you fall in love with an individual. People cross that over. My opinion. Now, this is just my opinion. People cross that over because they spent all this time to develop this love for an individual. Now that they develop this love, and one of them call it quits, it's not that the love is there, it's that they feel like they spent time of their heart into the situation, right? So now, once again, they're crossing time in with love. You know what I mean? And that ain't love. Love is loving an
Let me say this.
Go
Let me
ahead.
say this. I mean, it's very interesting. Both of you guys are putting a finger on time. You know, time is that common commodity that we all have. Same
Right.
Time at. But how we use that time determines our successes or our failures.
Correct.
So one thing that is associated with time is value. So in order to make sure that your time is valued at what its true extent, you have to put in and make sure that you guys are investing. What are the
Right.
outcomes? Are there any results?
Right.
Oh, now we're talking about assets and liabilities. You dig what I'm saying? See, I think if we would actually look at our relationships, I mean not just our personal relationship, but relationships in general.
Uh-huh.
Our co-workers, our social workers, or whoever we spend a lot of time around, is that adding or decreasing my value? So I think that's the appropriate way to sum it up, especially in a bad relationship. Because if you're dealing with an individual who is depreciating your value, it may be a sign that you need to cut loose. No, it's
Right.
It is a sign that you need to cut loose and regenerate yourself. You dig what I'm saying?
But here's my thing, though, and the bottom line, what I get. Time is value, but time is also knowledge. Time is also your, what the key word I want to say is your testimony.
Well, time is
That's
a
your
measurement.
education.
Time is a measurement.
Right.
It's a measurement.
It's your
So
education.
in order for you to extract from one point to another, it's done in measurements. That's
Co-
what I'm saying. So it is just like in simple math, measurements and values. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. Why time? That's the appropriate way to look at time because that's how it was created. I mean, let's get a little biblical when we have to. Time is a measurement that we have to live up to, and from that we bring out results.
Right.
That's why.
But
the
we
days
also
are divided
learn
into
from-
4 quarters.
But we also learn from our failures within that measurements. Because a lot of times you can fall
Still a value.
short.
That's still a value.
Right. But our value, Like let's say value. Value with time is numeric number. Sometimes your value could be off by a millimeter, a millisecond, milli. So we still talking about value, right? So as we go through situations, we could be off just a little, but we learned from that value. We learn from that measurement that maybe we need to stretch it a little longer or stretch it a little shorter.
Or when to let it go.
Or let it to go.
Let it go. And that's what Alfred said.
That's what
it's still
time
the
is.
value, though. It's still the value. Is it worth of me, you know what I'm saying? Does this have enough value for me to continue this time?
Right. Even if you end it at a short or continue it, it's value in it regardless because you learn from it.
There you go.
You should learn from it. I don't care what it is, even though you, and that's what I mean by testimony. You know what I mean? Even if it's a brief second, you can build a testimony from that, saying that, look, I learned something from that situation. Even though that individual didn't love me as hard as I loved them, but I learned something from that situation. You get what I'm saying?
Let me say this. That should be your approach and outlook on every aspect of life.
Correct.
It's a learning experience in general. Whether you lose or you win, you learn in general. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, sometimes, like I said, the great book that John Maxwell wrote, sometimes I win, sometimes I learn. So that should be your outlook on every aspect of your life. You dig what I'm saying? Especially in relationships. Every relationship wasn't meant to be, and every relationship doesn't have the longevity that the fairy tales say it should. And, you know, and those relationships that we do identify as those 25 and 30 and 40 years, man, listen, they put in some time. They put in some great value.
Right.
And through them putting that value in, it didn't depreciate, but it increased. That's why they have the 30-year measurement. You dig what I'm saying?
Now you talking.
See how that works?
Now you talking.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Time it's anytime you put anything into perspective, you want to see the stocks are gone. Let's look at it. You dig what I'm saying? There's a projection that goes up. You start at an opening price. And throughout the 24 hours, throughout the 12, 18 hours period that you're trading, it up and down, depreciating and increasing. And by some point in the day, before closing time, you gonna know if this is a stock I should keep or is this a stock I should cut loose. It's the same thing with relationships and what you deal with individuals. As if you go through your ups and downs and your storms or whatever, your daily dealings, that value will let you know by the measurement if this is something I should keep around or I should buy and sell or let it go. You
right. Yeah. Right. I agree. I absolutely agree. Listen, you guys are tuned in to the Shakedown Showcase Radio Real Talk on this Tuesday, man. This Tuesday is our first Tuesday. We don't have a special guest, but our special guest is us. We value in us, our time right here on the Shakedown to the community, to support the community. Don't forget, we got a GoFundMe event that we're trying to put together for October 16th, 19th. I got to look at that date again. Where we're fighting for the community, bringing the community together. I get that information correctly out to you guys and pass those flyers out. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, smash that button, show your team members some love right here. Also, if you want some newsletter, go to the shakedownshowcase.com. Check us out. Drop us a note. We'll be informing you on some up-and-coming events that we got. Don't forget, we got other episodes of podcasts. We got the hip-hop episode, and we got Samaria L., and that's Speaking with Samaria L. She has her episodes that'll be coming up. Look, we're growing. We're going to be running this podcast literally when we get to it 24/7. I appreciate everybody tuning in and checking it out. What we're talking about tonight is love situation. Yes. Does love kill? Does time kill? Why do individuals value or possessionalize other individuals because they spent so much time with them? To me, that makes absolutely no sense, but that's coming from an average, I guess you can call me the average mind or out of the box. Look, when I like to think of things, I don't like to say I'm thinking outside of the box. I don't like to have a box, period.
Period.
Because if you say I'm thinking in the box, outside the box, you still putting up barriers
Period.
or surroundings for your situation. Just like Donald
So
Trump.
you should be omnipotent.
Correct.
Godlike.
You said omnipotent?
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent
Omnipotent.
means
Or some even say omnipotent. Meaning there is no restriction.
restriction or restraints to your thoughts, to your thinking.
You get what I'm saying? So your effectiveness, omnipotent. That's what we should strive
Right,
to be.
right.
That. Godlike, omnipotent.
Oh, and listen, I know what it means. The ones that don't understand what it means, I put the dictionary abbreviation up for you guys. Because, no, I'm joking. I'm joking out there. But listen, man, what we about is educating individuals. That's what we about is educating, having these conversations that people are afraid of. No hold bars, omnipotent about our conversations, and being broad on our situations.
Basically said no restrictions.
No restrictions at all. Man, listen,
Just to let y'all know.
when it comes to love, man, love is a complex and a complicated action, right? Or work. Because listen, because you got the 5 love signs. Some people take love in an action form, physical form, verbal form, and a mental form. Let me know if I'm wrong, Alfred.
Here's what I was going to say. A lot of people don't even understand the conversation of love in itself.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The average person there are different. There are like 5 different forms of love, but I'm gonna deal with 3. In the Hebrew word, the word agape means unconditional.
Unconditionally.
What you experience from your mother as a child. She loved you just for the simple fact that you are her child. And actually, an agate on an agape is a healthy love form because it's just because you and your mate having existence together, you love them just for that. It's not a conditional love because you pay all her bills on time, you break her off every Friday, or you do your thing in the bedroom. Those are conditions. And once those conditions are altered or those conditions change, her
Right.
love switch up. You dig what I'm saying? Then we have what we're known as infatuation, where it's something like love, but I just like you to a certain extent. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
See, and when you start to sit back and analyze the average relationship or the average dealing that people have with each other when they call themselves in a connection or relations, you'll find these 2 love. When I'm talking about infatuation and conditional love.
Right.
And it's very rare that where you see those who have a healthy agape or an agate love, demonstrated because that's foreign to them. They haven't been raised in that type of situation. And then because these other 2, conditional love and infatuation, they bring in all other types of elements. You dig what I'm saying?
But
possession. I like you. I don't want nobody else to like you. I don't want you to like nobody else, but I still want to do my thing.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm going to possess you. I'm going to hold you down. You're going to do what I say. You feel me? And if you don't do what I say, I'm going to make you. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And that leads into domestic violence. And that leads into murder. And that leads into not only not one life, but 2 lives in law because they're going to throw the key away when they lock you up. You know
Right.
What I'm saying?
See,
you got to think about all that.
And I'm glad that you brought up condition could change into unconditioned. Well, let's say you got unconditional love. That can evolve into conditional love. I don't care who you are.
No. An agape is unconditional.
I understand that.
Those are 2 separate. They don't cross because they're not the same. They don't have the same standard.
I agree,
cross.
but what I mean, it can evolve. It does not.
It can't cross. Not those 2. Those other 2, infatuation and conditional love, they go together. But see, and a gate, that's a whole nother ball field.
Right, but so
They
you
have
mean
no association.
so you mean to tell me I can have conditional love?
The standards of which you have, the standards of an unconditional love is there is no restriction, no reason, no specific. outside of the fact that you are who I choose, I am with. You dig what I'm saying? So that other stuff that can't, those are not present because those are not needs for our relationship.
Right.
That's why I say they can't
So
go
when,
together.
so here's the thing, and I understand and I got your point on it, right? But here's the thing.
They can't go together.
Let's say I love my child unconditionally. It gets to a point in some people's lives, let's talk about athletes and movie stars, that unconditional love changes to like more property love. Like my child does this for me, my child's doing that. To where you see parents fall out with their child because they cut them off. What happened to that unconditional love? It evolved into something.
But what you will find out, now we crossing love with mind frame. Now listen, because now what that is, talking about an athlete who came from a low income situation because he had a specific talent in one
Right.
sport. All right. Now the parent got consumed by a lifestyle. You feel me? Now
Is that not involvement? Did not involved in from conditional?
Huh?
Did not?
But that's not love. That ain't got nothing to do with love. We talking about finance. That ain't got nothing with love. Listen, like I said, a lot of people don't even understand love. That's in a whole other lane.
No,
We
and
talking
I
about
got you.
financial
But I
attributes.
love you because you providing for me. I love
No,
you
no.
because you giving things to me. I love
Like
you.
Let's deal with that athlete. Let's say that same athlete never made it. That parent still loved that child before he became
I got
a
you.
millionaire.
I got you.
Still had love for him before they got rich. You did. What changed that parent was that parent got used to a certain lifestyle.
You just
So
said the
that's
key
not
word,
love.
change.
That ain't got nothing to do with the love. That got something to do with the standards that which I'm living up into. That ain't got nothing to do with love. But when we talk about love, we talk about an affection between two individuals or a group of individuals.
Right.
That's what we talking about love. Now, that's a whole other conversation you just went into.
Right. But you just answered my thing in my question. I'm not going to say thing. My question was that their mind frame involved from unconditional to a conditional mind thinking, right? That's what happened, correct? Because the people that truly do not understand the meaning of love, agape, or the unconditional love, still is embedded. Not too many people educate themselves on love.
No, I'm saying that, but what I was going to say is that when y'all talking about unconditional and conditional, and like what your Alfred was saying too, you got people that, you know what I'm saying, they saying, oh yeah, I love this person, this is what they do, and they feel like that's what love is. But some people, they like to say, some people don't understand what really truly love is. So
There you go.
only time when they know what it is situations, because certain people do things a little different and show they love a little different. So once they see this situation, they be like, oh, okay. They kind of understand, all
Right.
this is how this is. This is how it really is.
Right, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. And
And
go ahead.
And you know what? And when a person comes from a background like that, it's hard for them to accept or even realize, hey, this is something different in the beginning.
Yeah.
But once they, because a person that has an unconditional love, they just don't stop because they realize and they understand that this person has been through something. And it's my job to show them that, hey, this ain't what it's like or what it's all about. You dig what I'm saying?
So
That's an unconditional love. See, like I said, a lot of people, when they say, I love, man, when you tear it all down, they only have an experience with two types of love. And that's conditional love, if
And-
infatuation, or a lust form of love, where I just fall in love to what I see what's in front of me. You dig what I'm saying? Those are three types that they have an experience with. You feel me?
So where does
I'm just telling you
possession?
what it is.
What does possession and lunatic love come from? What aspect is that in? That you cannot let an individual go because you feel like you love this individual literally to death.
Yeah, that means
Well, see, I gotta say that ain't love. That's not even love. So I can't say that's what type of love that is, that's a whole nother changing of the mind. Lunatism, and I get all, we can get real deep, we can get spiritual, or we can go on the psychology side of it.
But
That's
here's the thing.
behavioral
It's a,
disformation in the mindset.
Right,
What I mean by disformation means you're not processing information the correct way because you see things in your way, and you're not able to reflect in hindsight.
but
So that's
isn't
why
that
I'm
what
saying,
we all do, though?
The educational way.
Isn't that what we all do to a point that we see things in our way? We break things out into our vision, even when it comes to the different partners. Hold on. And to the different partners that we actually get involved with, that we break things down and we see, for instance, there's a thing called the X factor, right? She loves you for a certain reason. You love her for a certain reason, even though you in your mindset, you consider it unconditional. But when it comes to like lunatic, loco, right? What we consider loco, that individual may not consider it loco. So what is the true meaning of me losing my mind over somebody?
Well, I was going to say something real quick. I was going to say something. But
Go ahead.
I don't want you to lose your thought, so keep it. What I was going to say is that when you got people that's a lunatic, or you saying that they're lunatic, and when y'all say that they don't understand, it's because the fact that they are being possessive, bro. It got something to do with looks, the sex, stuff like that they ain't never experienced before the previous or ever. You get what I mean? So it's something that they ain't never had. And when you if it's something that you ain't never had, and especially for the first time, and it's good and woo, and you really don't want that to go, they ain't finna let it go, man. It's just for anybody. I think that's a human thing, but like what bro was saying too, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not registering to them that this is what it is. This ain't for you. You know what I mean?
Right. We're gonna read some comments. We're gonna read some comments real quick from a couple of our guests that are tuned in on Facebook Live. Let's read some comments, and then we're gonna get right back to your thought, Alfred.
Yeah, we got a comment from Kimberly Ed saying, right, you just said it. It's something they never had. Oh, there you go. Hold on. I'm going to start. She said the first one, she said, lunatic is a whole different ball game. That's scary. All right? And he says, right, you just said it. It's something that they never had. You hit it right on the head. Yeah, like I said, it's something that they never had.
Go ahead, Alfred.
Okay, first, let me address what you said in your mindset.
Right.
We just said, by having a omnipotent approach.
Right.
Being able to have no restriction in your mind frame.
Right.
Now, myself, because I get paid to take.
Right.
I can't analyze anything just in one platform.
And you
I
shouldn't.
have to have a three-dimensional approach because I got to be able to see the pros and the cons.
Right.
And the in-between.
Right.
That's what I get paid for, to see. And that's how I make my money. So that's why my mind frame when it comes to thinking, I'm always going to analyze it. I'm going to see the negative, I'm going to see the positive, and I'm going to see the go-between because that's how I'm trained to think. You dig what I'm saying? Now, let's get back on the lunatism and the possession. Those are behavior traits. And I guarantee you those behavior traits are also present in other aspects of that individual's life. Just not in a relationship where they say, girl, I love you. I guarantee you, when you find a person that's suffering with those type of mentalities, it's present in every aspect of their life. And the love factor may be the outlet that they're using that platform to digress off all their attention in those other forms or other situations in their life. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, freaking up when you talk about something you ain't used to. And something you never experienced before in life. But at the same time, you like you say, you live and you learn. Yeah. And then even though it gets that good, I'm talking about close my eyes, my toes, good. But if it don't if it don't benefit me on the other end, and on when I'm talking about the other end, what I mean, the true aspect of my life, my well-being, my sanity at mind, my existence as a human being, I got to make a decision. Because if I'm not existing and I'm not living in those other aspects of my life, that means I'm not doing any good because I'm a father. I got kids. I have to make a living to provide for them. So I got to look at that too. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. But what I was gonna say to you, you know what it is to be real, and we have to separate it. You got the weak minded, you got the strong minded, and we got to keep
Exactly.
honest.
And you know what, brother? That's what it comes all the way back down to. A mindset.
Yep.
That's why we always, that's why, and when you look in the New Testament, the Apostle Paul is always re-emphasizing the renewing of the mind. The mind has to stay renewed, has to stay well-conditioned, because you're always going to face a new aspect. You're always going to see a new adversary. So you got to be, you know, it's just like when you buy a brand new car. They may gas it up with a full tank when you drive it off the lot.
Right.
Somewhere down the line, you got to pull up somewhere else and regas that car, right? I don't care how, whatever they do, you still got to put gas in it, right? And you still got to maintain it. That's your mindset. So,
Right.
I mean, you hit a very key element, bro. It depends on the individual, the mindset, and how they process and analyze information.
And I think us all from our different backgrounds and our culture, everybody has a different mindset. As you grow, you create your own mindset. And, you know, we have free will. So a lot of times, man, just like anything, like people write books, it's your opinion, your mindset that you put in that book. Whatever you come up with, whatever social club, whatever movement you come up with at that time, that was your mindset that you create and came up with that. Also, you got those that do evil that consider that they're doing something good with what we call lunatic, but they think they're in the right mind. You get what I'm saying? And with their mindset. So with that thing, there, for instance, I was reading this article on this guy who was doing online dating. They finally caught the guy, but the guy actually killed 7 women. He will meet women online, and if the women try to break it off with him, he will strangle them to death. One girl happened to get away from her, and she reported it, and he ran to California. He was in California for 3 months before they caught up with him. He had already got online and started dating another individual. But as he said, that he didn't see himself doing anything wrong. He said they hurted him, so he wanted to hurt them back. And much love that he hurted them. In his mindset, he felt that he was doing something just. But who were...
Hold on, Ken. Hold on.
Go
I
ahead.
can't let you off that easy. I can't let you off that easy. Because here's the simple fact. We still talking about everything we just said.
Right.
Now, you said in his mind that he felt he wasn't doing nothing wrong. But here's the thing about values. There are some values where we know, whether in his mind he thought they were wrong, we know
He's wrong.
he wrong.
That's it.
So I can't let him off. And I guarantee the jury ain't let him off either.
don't.
You did? So I can't I'm just saying, that's not no cutting.
That's lunacy.
That shows me that person has
But
a
does-
disorder. Their thought process.
But isn't that
Right back to the behavior thing.
right? But isn't that behavior from home or something that he never received
No,
or
man.
something that he
You
was
know,
taught?
man, no.
Come on.
It
You-
don't have to be in your house. Man, some individuals come into this world just messed up.
Well, we
Possessive is someone
we,
that's
we can
been-
go all the way back to the beginning of the
I
car.
mean, I can go on and on about it. It's not always sometimes it's the individual. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna put it on because you could. Okay, let's go back and all right. I'm pretty sure you got colleagues or friends. They grew up in a household, and the pattern they took in life was nothing like the household or the parents that reared them or their other sons.
Right,
Now,
you're
how
right.
many of y'all know somebody like that?
Well, we know a lot of it. Well, even you as an individual can evolve.
Hold on. Now, what I'm saying is that's a behavior that person already had or that person learned and did not divert from. You feel what I'm saying? It's not because you can't put it on they had a bad experience.
That's something.
It's about diagnosing
But you just
and
said the
learning
key
from
word. You said the key word. It's not from what they didn't have or never have. It's from something a behavior or a characteristic.
I've been saying that the whole
Ca-
segment.
the
That's
ca-
all I've been hollering.
a
The behavior
characteristic.
pattern, sometimes it's a person can have a disorder, can be off. You feel me? And the thing about that disorder, you just like we don't be what's the proper term for it now. It's not retardation. You know, you have to learn these things.
Mental. I got what you're saying. Oh man, and I had. But we got to read another question from one of our Facebook, a comment. Actually, a comment. Go ahead, flick it up.
All right, Kimberly said again, see, that's, hold on. See, and that's the thing about the loom. Love, it gets to the point where at some point they become psycho, and become violent. Some people just have a dark side, just plain evil. Some maybe experience the love from home.
But you can also experience the love from home because this shows this out through time. You can experience the love from, we can go all the way back to Adam and Eve and the two sons they had. Cain and Abel.
The perfect example.
And they both
same mama, same daddy,
and experienced the same love. You got it. You got it.
So I'm just saying,
But
it ain't always got to be your household. It could be just you.
Yes, you know, it is. It could be the individual, man. They got some sick
Yeah.
individuals. They possessive.
You better
They
say
don't
it.
understand. They feel like they since they was a kid. You know, when you got the kid, they got a toy. They don't know how to share and play with each other. They'll be the ones, bro, that just don't know how
well,
to
you
share.
can't play with my girl. You can't. I ain't sharing my girl. We can't play.
I ain't saying
Yeah.
what I'm saying is the toy, by basically what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm using the toy as an example, not letting it go and do something else. You get what I'm saying? You don't have that mind frame or that mindset of saying, all right, then boom, I can play with another toy. You can play with this. You understand what I'm saying? As in saying, letting it go.
Selfish.
Yes.
Selfish. There you go. That's the word
Selfishness.
the whole time. You
So-
selfish.
So the whole situation about love situation that people develop selfishness
That's what it is.
out of the situation and the time and the value that they spend. So therefore, when somebody calls it quit in their selfishness, they don't want them to let it quit. They don't want them to move on. So therefore, they do horrific things to the individual or the individual family. Listen, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in to the Shakedown Radio Showcase live right here. We had a great topic, love situations. Like always, man, I love the way these conversations go. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, smash that button, show us love, because on the YouTube channel you can listen to all our podcasts from all our team members, Alfred Jones, Mr. Flick It Up, Shamara L., Katrina Diamond. Everybody has their own little podcast come up, man. Support them all just by hitting that smash button. Also, go to the shakedownshowcase.com. Drop us a note. We can send you a newsletter. Plus, put you on the team. If you want to be on the team, you want to start your own podcast, we show you how to do that. And we're going to get ready to end this podcast right here on this good note. But before we go, Mr. Flick It Up, give some good words to the people.
Hey, man, listen, man. If the girl don't want you, man, let her go. Don't be possessive. Don't be selfish. You feel me? It's just not worth it. I mean, I understand you love her. Just keep your memories, stuff like that, and move on, man. Probably find you a chick that look like her, walk like her, talk like her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's different ways you can handle the situation, man. You already know, man. Love and peace and happiness, man. This is your boy, Mr. Flick It Up. Flick it up.
Yes, sir. Mr. Alfred Jones, any final words for the people?
Yeah, man. A couple things, man. Just think before you react, man. So, a lot of times, you get, and especially being, I'm talking to my brothers, my males.
Yeah.
We are conditioned to make moves out of foresight.
Right.
Our thought process. So don't let your emotions get you caught up in a quick 2-second repercussion that's gonna have you stranded for the rest of your life. And on top, and then if you need somebody to chat it up with, man, go on. We on Facebook, man. Hit us up. Hit me in the DM. Expanding territory. Also, man, just leave your number, your name, your address, your email. We'll get with you, man. We'll talk you through this thing, man. Real talk.
Definitely. And we'll post that up, Expanding Territories, like I always do. We'll post that information up. We'd love to be partners with Expanding Territories. It's been a great partnership. We're going to keep this movement going. And don't forget, we also got the movement where Expanding Territories and Shakedown is bringing together a community event. Community event is to educate the young minds that matter. New amendments, man. So that's something that we definitely got to do. Like always, you know, like your boys say, motivate yourself to inspire others, to inspire yourself. We out. Appreciate you.